Manicures and pedicures on men. Yay or nay? Well, I'm a resounding yay. And let me explain why. So, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was dating a woman who was going in for a pedicure, and she suggested it'd be fun if I got one at the same time. Well, I'm always a sport, willing to try new things, so I said sure. And I've been going back ever since, although I'm not dating that woman anymore. So let's start out with manicures. First of all, it just gives you much cleaner, more professional looking hands. That's important. One of the first things people see when you walk into the bank or to the grocery store or to a restaurant, you put your hands down and you talk to them. So they're looking at your hands. And people will notice if you have a manicure. It gets mentioned to me quite often, mostly in clothing stores and in hotels when I'm checking in. That seems to be the two places that people notice the most often. And yeah, so it's another one of those things. So yeah, they will trim your nails for you and shape them properly. They will remove hang nails and any rough cuticles. That helps prevent painful splits and tears. If you've had those, I work outdoors all winter long, and so when my hands are wet all day, it seems to make them split along the cuticle more often. That doesn't happen anymore. I also use cuticle oil though, so that's something you should look into as well. Use that 2 or 3 times a week, and your hands, it just makes such a big difference. And it's just a really relaxing time. I usually do it at the same time I get my hair cut, because it's in the same mall where I go to. So go in, get a hair trim, beard trim, go get a manicure and a pedicure. You walk out of the mall feeling like $1,000,000, and you don't have to get your fingernails painted. That's just part of a process. It's not the whole process. I personally, I get a number 12 gel on my fingernails. It's a clear or natural gel. And the reason I do that is because my hands take a beating at work. If you've ever smashed your nail and you can get like a purple bruise in behind your fingernail, or if you don't hit it quite that hard to get the purple bruise, you still get the white impact mark on the outside of your nail. My hands are covered in, or my fingernails are covered in those. And so if they do 2 or 3 coats of a clear gel, then you can't see that. So there's nothing wrong with working with your hands or having working man's hands, but if they don't have to look like that, why should they? And as I said, it's just, it helps your hands. It keeps them healthier in the long run. It really does. Now, let's talk about the fun part though, the really fun part, and that is the pedicure. I get what's called a deluxe pedicure. And that starts out with you soaking your foot in the bubbling water. I'm sure you've all seen that on TV programs or TV shows if you haven't tried it. And then comes a foot massage. That's very nice. Again, they shape and trim your nails. And I don't know if your toenails have cuticles, do they? They have the same skin around them that your fingernails do. I don't know if they're called cuticles. If you know that, you can comment below and let me know. But anyhow, they clean up your toes for you. They give you a foot massage. They give you a calf massage. One time at one of the shops I go to in Victoria, they were doing the manicure and the pedicure at the same time. Plus they had a third girl massaging my neck and shoulders while I was in the massaging vibrating chair. Like, yeah. This is what it's about, right? You tell me I didn't walk out of there feeling like $1,000,000. So yeah, foot massage, calf massage. Then some places will put your foot in a bag of warm paraffin wax and then put it in a heated boot, and that's to moisturize your feet and I believe to remove dead skin too. And some places will use hot stones also. It really is a whole procedure, and it really is worth the time and money, especially if you spend a lot of time on your feet working, dancing, going to concerts, like I do. And I really do walk out of there feeling like it was money well spent every time. You don't have to get your toenails painted either. I have in the past. Sometimes I do it for fun. I've got like a gold medal flake done one time. And then I was actually flying to Los Angeles the next day, and I was wearing leather sandals. And one woman on my flight changed seats so she could come and sit beside me because she said she had to meet the guy who had gold toenails. And yeah, she wasn't, making fun of him. She was very interested in meeting me. And turned out she lived on Vancouver Island as well. And we exchanged phone numbers. And yeah, so you never know what can happen. But I say it's definitely worth giving a try. And you'll probably feel a lot better going out there. It really is one of those like comfort things, It's such a relaxing, calm time while you're in there. You can keep your headphones on, listen to music, or you can talk to the nail tech. They're all super friendly because they deal with people all day. But yes, it's a lot of fun. It will, people will notice, and you'll feel better about yourself. And I'm telling you, if you're only going to try one of them, try the deluxe pedicure, and then you will get your manicure after that, because you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't realize this could feel so awesome. And it does. So there you go. That's all I wanted to say about that. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean we can't keep getting better.